What's going on, guys? Man, guys, I have huge news. I said that yesterday, but this is even bigger, guys. There has been information by a guy named Brian Marquise, wrote an article for Forbes that I'm going to show you guys. And he gave some details about Team Builder that could also yield some very, very, very interesting details about Dynasty mode as well. So, guys, freak it. Let's get into it. So, I want to shout out my boy Booby, man. Again, the Nebraska Cornhusker himself for sending me this article, man. Big shout out to you, big dog. I appreciate it greatly. So let's read through this article together and then we'll discuss it. This article came out yesterday also. So some stuff that hadn't been talked about yet in the college football world. So guys, y'all know how we doing it. If you're new to the channel and if you hadn't subscribed, man, help us reach 40,000 subscribers by just clicking the subscribe button. It ain't cost you nothing. You ain't got to worry about paying a dime. All you doing is clicking the button. That's it, man. Turn on the bell icon so you don't miss a single upload. College Football 25, what to expect from Team Builder web feature. Okay, he says, get away. There we go. College Football 25 looks excellent and the gameplay is addictive. The presentation could be the best we've seen in a sports video game. That's not an exaggeration. Bro, let me stop right there, man. I know some of y'all reading ahead and that's fine. Guys, I can't wait to see their presentation deep down. I've heard great things about presentation. And the fact that he says it could be the best in a sports video game with no exaggeration. Remember what I told y'all about them not having the ESPN license, that they can do free will with whatever they want to do with presentation? Guys, that is cool. That's cool. Anyway, man, what a way to start the morning. Let me continue. Even with all those things being true, the single feature I'm not so quietly excited about is the return of the Team Builder web feature. That means he's excited about it, guys. If you don't understand what I'm not so quietly excited about, it means he's openly excited about it. And he goes on to say, for those unfamiliar with Team Builder, it is a website EA used to create schools and players in the old NCAA football series. Here is a look at it. All right, and we'll play through this.
Cecilia Espinoza has spent her life
they gonna hit your boy with the hand like that, man.
First in her family to go to college.
It's fine,
First
Cecilia.
Mexican American on our nation's highest immigration court.
Let
Cecilia Espinoza never backs down. As our state representative, she'll deliver for us all.
Man. Come on, man. See, I gotta change the tune right there, man, a little bit.
What's up? What's happening? Welcome back for yet another Miles Talkers 24/7.
So Team Builder here, if you're looking here, you could create a team. That's literally what, let's get off of there. Jesus. Anyway, you can put in the name of the team, all of this kind of stuff, the nickname, the school name, city, state, coach name, the name of your stadium, your school type, the year your school was founded, and you could also select your school prestige. The stadium design was pretty intricate. It was pretty interesting. I mean, you could pick if you wanted grass, if you wanted this striped turf, or if you wanted just a solid turf. And I want to say you could also do turf color, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I don't think you could. I think the only one, because Boise has a trademark or they have a trademark, I think, on the color of the turf. Like, you can't get blue turf without Boise's approval and stuff. It's kind of weird. Well, not weird. I understand it. And then the stadium feature here, this really just unlocked the memory, and it's something we're going to kind of see later. You could actually play in a stadium that already exists in the game. Okay. You'd have your own stuff on it, but you could play in a stadium that's already in the game, or you could create your own. Let's see. And then here you can adjust the stuff for your school, because these were your school ratings, the academic prestige, all that stuff. You can put it all the way up. You can have it all the way down. That's up to you. Your offensive playbook, your defensive playbook, and then your rosters. So you could go through and manually create every single player on your roster. So if you wanted to build an option style team, you could do that. If you wanted to build a spread team, whatever the case may be, you could do all of that. Then you had your uniform customizations. And this is to me where the older team builder builds fell short, because this is around the time when Oregon was booming with uniforms. Like the whole new the college football landscape of uniforms started to change around this time. Oregon had all of these different uniforms. Under Armour was coming out with a bunch of different ones, like Maryland. And then the Adidas unis was out, like Nike Pro Combat. This is around the time all that stuff was going on. So I felt like in this aspect, they kind of fell short on the customizations for that. But you had your helmet designs, and you could tell how long ago this was. No Speed Revolutionaries there. But you can kind of see more of the uniform designs there. And then, of course, they're back at the stadium. You know, of course, they're using Auburn Stadium, which is very interesting there. But you could use a generic one. So that's kind of the gist of Team Builder. All right. They say, thankfully, they're bringing it back for College Football 25. And per EA, it is even bigger than it was in the old series. See, that is contrary to the information that I have heard coming in. I heard that I didn't hear anything about it's bigger. I heard that it was pretty much the same. So to hear that it's even bigger, guys, this is crazy, crazy interesting and very, very good if this is true, which I believe the guy. He was there at the showing, so he knows. All right, EA didn't spend much time breaking down the features in Team Builder. However, they shared some screenshots and spoke about it briefly. I took some notes and put some other pieces together, so take that with a grain of salt. But, you know, based on how the old system worked. All right, so he says expect deeper uniform creation in College Football 25. We were told, okay, so it's something they were told, logo placement, pride icons, and other elements could be placed all over the uniform rather than in select areas like the old Team Builder. This freedom opens up the creativity for users to take the time to customize their creative schools fully. Guys, that's really cool. Because like he said, in the old Team Builder, you can only put the uniforms in I'll give y'all some B-roll footage while I talk a little bit. You can only put the uniforms in certain spots. And what this tells me, because you may say, well, why? That's going to be weird. Guys, what this tells me, y'all remember seeing those uniforms that has like the weird, or the not weird designs, but pride-like designs inside of the numbers and on the sleeves that are kind of faded out the same color as this uniform or a little bit darker that you can kind of tell. Guys, from what this sounds like, you'll be able to create that with this feature. It may be pretty extensive. It may be a little time consuming, but you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to do that. So don't think that you're just going to put a logo there. You could fade out that logo, blend it in with the jersey, and have your own tribal markings or whatever the case may be. Like that's the level of depth that I'm looking at here. They're basically giving you free will to create the uniform that you want. And that wasn't in NCAA 14. If I had a logo, a pride marker, or whatever, it could only be in a certain spot. So that's very, very good to know. They say here there are more than 16,000 head combinations to choose from in creation. That's dope. 16,000 guys means we're not going to get the same people over and over. When creating players, it says here, College Football 25 has more than 16,000 head combinations. Aside from this, when building the players on your roster, there are 70 hairstyles. Oh my gosh. And 14 skin complexions. Guys, you want to talk about unique? This is the power. And they're able to do this because it's only on next gen. Older gen is tapped out. You know what I'm saying? This is dope. This is really cool. These options seemingly provide more depth than what we've seen in previous Madden games and more than what NCAA football used to offer. Thankfully, Team Builder is coming to Madden 25 as well, so the hope is that it will raise the level of customization in NFL product too. And I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL, because they're such heavy-handed on EA Sports, their Team Builder may not be as intricate because NFL is really strict on what they allow in Madden. All right, so This is interesting here. The stadium creation will have more layers. Listen to this. According to EA, there are more than 150 stadiums to choose from as a base with some customization options. So, like I told y'all before, that was in previous NCAA football games. When I was creating a school, you could create them to play in any stadium, because what I would do, I would play with Texas. I would recreate Texas. And the interesting thing that you could do even in the roster, you could choose to have a pre-existing roster. So I could create the Longhorns. I could pick the Texas Longhorns roster. I could add myself to the team or whatever. I could edit the roster through there. I could use their stadium. And the reason why I would do team builder for the Longhorns is, and you can even choose their uniforms. You can choose uniforms they have in game. So you would essentially be recreating a team that's already in the game. I did that so that I could give them an alternate uniform. Okay, that's why I would do it. But the interesting part to me is you have 150 stadiums to choose from as a base with some customization options. I'm interested to see what customization options that is, because what that's telling me is that we are going to be able to say I'm taking the Longhorns Stadium or Kennesaw State, and you can upgrade their stadium. That's what that's kind of telling me. I'm hoping that's true. Now, my thing is, if they have it in Team Builder, is it possible for them to have it in the actual game, or even better? And I'm going out on a big limb right here, because guys, one of my biggest deals for Dynasty and rebuilds that I think everybody would agree with me on, if you agree with me, let me know in the comment section, is that when you're rebuilding a program, when you get to the point where you're a powerhouse and you still have a 20,000 seat stadium, that is very unrealistic. And I think that they should allow us to upgrade our stadium to compensate or to accommodate a larger increase in fan base. Because guys, in real life, if you're trying to go to a Power 4 conference now, you're going to have a certain level of attendance at your games, or they won't even invite you. Your stadium has to be a certain size. Like, all of that stuff also contributes aside from your record and the team and your revenue and stuff. Does that make sense? So I feel like the game should reflect that and allow us to upgrade our stadiums. Now, if they don't do that in game, I wonder, it would be really cool if at the end of the season or the beginning of the season or during the off season, we can do through Team Builder a upgrade stadium feature and have it imported into Dynasty mode. This does several things. Okay, this frees up in game where you have the upgrade stadium feature. Like you have it in Madden, so they could do it in game, but you got to think, with them having 150 colleges or schools, stadiums in the game and stuff like that, then upgrading, doing that could take up more space. Having it off-site by having it through a Team Builder website and then having you simply upload that one stadium, that could be interesting, and I can easily see them doing that. So at the end of franchise mode, or at the end of your season, during the off season, before you start the next season, you may have an option that says, I'd like to see an option where it says, hey, do you want to upgrade your stadium through Team Builder, or upload stadium upgrades? Okay, upload stadium. Similar to how in Madden where we upload rosters and all that kind of stuff. Maybe they have a feature with that. I can go into Team Builder, and there's an option in Team Builder this year where you only want to upgrade a stadium. Maybe say you just want to build a stadium, you could do that and then upload it into the game. So that now Kennesaw State, after you've been playing with them for 10 years, they want to join the Big 12 and they want a bigger stadium because their 20,000 capacity stadium can't hold anymore. And dog, I would lose it if they done that. And I think that is a real possibility with what they're saying here. Either with this, the fact that they're saying that you can choose these stadiums as a base with some customization options, it could mean that there's more depth with that. Or it could be just like the NCAA 14, hint, hint. Whenever you created a stadium, if I chose the Texas Longhorns Stadium at that point in time, if I'm not mistaken, I think you had to, if you was creating a Longhorn Stadium, for example, you had to use their I don't think you could change the logos and things like that on their field. You had to keep those logos that was on the field. Only way you could change is if you had a generic one. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's how it is. So maybe they're just allowing us to choose those same stadiums and just add customization options, which I'm not tripping about that either, because as long as it gives me a way to have a bigger stadium, then that's really, really cool, because a lot of these stadiums kind of look the same anyway. But I have to digress. So he goes on to say, overall, the reintroduction of Team Builder helps to support EA's obvious investment into Dynasty mode experience for College Football 25. As good as Road to Glory, Road to the College Football Playoff, and Ultimate Team might be, the deepest part of the new game's experience seems to be Dynasty, and I'm here for it. Guys, I've told y'all time and time again, this is not a Madden reskin. EA is not, we don't have to worry about them focusing so much on Ultimate Team, which was one of my big concerns. I really, really thought, like, oh my gosh, I hope they don't do that. But they're not. The biggest focus on this game is going to be Dynasty mode. Guys, if you've enjoyed the content so far, if you've enjoyed me putting out these videos, making that wait just a little bit shorter for us, guys, please, please, please subscribe to the channel, man. It doesn't cost you a single penny. All right? We almost at 40,000 subscribers. That's amazing. That is amazing. Guys, that is all I got for right now. I'll put a link to this article in the description box down below. Till next time, y'all, thanks for watching. Peace.